That's it. Go
The only
home.
joke is I'm literally I'm eating baked beans.
Why are you eating baked beans?
Ladies and gentlemen of the theater.
Why
Because
are you
I'm
eating
hungry?
baked beans?
Sometimes
Right now,
you gotta
out of all
eat food.
times.
Because I got hungry, but I'm not hungry enough for a meal, and I figured I had some baked beans from lunch, and so I'm gonna eat the baked beans.
But he's
You know what
not
they
going
say
to.
about beans?
I'm just eating beans, guys. Don't mind me.
And I was sitting here.
He's not gonna do that
I was sitting here, and
in the theater.
I'm thinking about those beans.
Thinking about that. Lady, attention.
Well, do you
attention,
prefer
fellow moviegoers.
cold beans or hot beans?
I
Cold
usually like them warmed up, but these ones are they're a little chilly. I
So
had
what
'em
you're
for a
saying
while.
is if you had cold beans every ski race, then you'd get sick of cold beans? And then you'd hate cold beans.
Yeah, probably.
You're right.
Right, yeah. All right, anyway, welcome to the 17th
The
episode of the
Bean
oicast
podcast.
that we're recording for the second time because my recording failed for some goddamn reason when we tried to do it yesterday. So that means that this video is coming out late, but who cares? We already missed a week, but I care. I care a lot. And
Yep, we only
this will
it's
probably
for the
come out.
fans.
I probably don't want it. I'll just probably just upload it as soon as
It's
I
gonna
can.
come out.
So it might be Friday, but if it takes a while, then it might be
Hey,
Thursday, but
shut
if it
up.
takes a while, it'll be Friday. So this is 17.5, but it's just labeled as 17. And if you're wondering why
lost
I was talking
episode.
about baked beans being cold or hot, it's because we started the last podcast by talking about cold pizza.
Yep.
This
For
is
a
the
reason.
SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, we lost that whole conversation.
We
That's
lost the
good.
whole conversation. Anyway, I'm Max.
Yeah. I'm Donnie.
I'm Lucas.
I'm Andy.
It went way better than last time because yesterday it took 4 tries for us to all say our names
Well,
without
well-
talking over each other.
Once
it's
it's
also-
no, also
it's
once
it's also because we went. Yeah, it's Max. We're like, yeah, Max, Andy, Donnie, and then we just waited and we waited, and then we're
because
like,
my internet
Lucas,
cut
you
out
there?
half of the time. Like
Lucas-
it didn't work. It
Lucas
literally
was dead last night.
right as it started, my internet it wasn't even my internet, it was Discord and the chat only. Like I could type in it and I could use everything else. But
You
literally
know-
just you want to record and talk to people. Oh
that happened
that'd
to
be
me the
nice,
other
wouldn't
day.
it?
Like Donnie, one of my roommates, and I tried to play CS right after Danger Zone came out, and that one night, the one time we were gonna like play it, my Discord stopped working.
It was the second you added your roommate to the Discord call, it just stopped.
Maybe
It
was a
stopped
sign
connecting. I could chat, but I just stopped being able to hear them. I could join the call, but I couldn't do anything. And I restarted it, and like I was like, oh, whatever. And then the second we got Discord working, we joined a game. My fucking game crashed.
Get wrecked, Linux user. Just kidding.
I was like, oh my god.
My
Wow,
nukes.
Max, please don't swear on the
You got me
podcast.
good.
No
Oh, sorry,
swear.
I said
Come on,
Linux.
if you're gonna say it,
Oh.
use its name properly. It's GNU/Linux. Come
It's
on.
GNU/Lucas.
Or as I've recently come to call it, GNU plus Linux.
Please stop. You can't
That's a
say
video.
Linux unless you're a Linux user. It's like the N word.
I'm not a GNelf. I'm
It's-
not
yeah.
a GNOME. I'm
a Galinux.
I'm a Galinux.
Yeah,
And you've been Tux Cart.
yeah. Come on, Donnie. That's like
Thank you.
you're not allowed to say Voldemort's name, or else you'll summon him, right? You can't say Linux, or you'll
That's not how
summon
that's
me.
Beetlejuice, dumbass.
No, that's Voldemort too.
Yeah, that's why they
Dude.
can't say Voldemort's name.
Wait, if you say Beetlejuice 5 times, does that mean Beetlejuice Green shows up at your house and says, I was thinking couple times?
Hey, Beetlejuice, how do you spell your own name?
Ah! Beetlejuice, where are we right now? Jersey City, baby! For those of you who don't know, Beetlejuice Green is a national treasure.
The Beetlejuice
That's,
Green is a national icon.
He's a god among mortals.
I love him. I didn't realize he had been on. Thank you, Howard Stern, for taking advantage of the disabled. Okay, that's all that segment of the show.
And that's the end of that.
Okay, sorry, yeah, we're gonna leave it at that.
So would we like to go over topics that we brought up yesterday?
I mean, we talked about AirPods for like 10 minutes too long.
Yeah.
I
I just want to bring up the fact again that everybody in Oi got a senior superlative in high school, which I still think is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, what did? That's how important it was to me. What did we get? I forget what
I
you
got
guys got.
I got class clown.
I got best artist because I was one of the only people that drew, and one of the few only people that drew that wasn't a degenerate.
Yep.
The rest of them would draw, and then it'd be Sonic OC level edgy.
Yeah.
You think that's bad?
I got best style.
But the funny
Andy-
part about your picture, Max, was you made it.
Yeah.
Was the two of you who won best style tried to dress up as shitty as possible.
Yeah,
And I still ended up looking good, unfortunately, because the girl who won forgot to bring me a stupid outfit, but I brought her one, and I wasn't wearing like a good outfit. I was just wearing a sweatshirt because it was kind of cold. So
You wore her denim jacket.
Yeah, so she gave me her leather jacket, not leather, denim jacket.
It was denim.
I don't know why I didn't say it. I don't know why I said leather. That had like a bunch of pins on it, and I wore that and a bucket hat from Donnie.
My bucket hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was wearing jean on jean with a bucket hat, and I like rolled up one sleeve, and then she was wearing what I brought for her, which was a onesie that looks like a tuxedo, and she's like flaunting the bow tie. It's pretty funny. It's a good photo.
What did you get, Andy?
Most techie.
Because
Idiot.
epic Linux nerd.
Whoa!
Let's see, and then Alex got best sneeze because
Best
that
sneeze!
the position exists solely for him. Alex is such a good sneezer.
The two people we had was Alex was the aggressive sneezer, and then the girl that was with him was the tiny baby
Yeah.
sneezer. So it was
And
the
then-
duality of man.
Did we say? I don't remember. I was.
I think we
Did
said
we say Sam got best hair?
No, we didn't. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Sam got best.
Sam got best
Yeah.
hair and then immediately cut all his hair.
What did
Yeah.
Andreas get?
Well, didn't he cut it before he got it too? Before he did.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
before the picture, I think
Dang.
he like we voted. We didn't know. He cut it. He found out he won it, and then he had to take a picture for the yearbook, but he didn't. Then he just had like a
It was-
buzz cut, basically.
It was funny for my picture. I was just going to the art room to like grab some stuff, just for like minor props, a paintbrush or whatever. The teacher, she's a whack job, but I love her to death. Gives me a full canvas and like paint, but splatters a bunch on there, and then wants me to just go. And so I come down with her with a full canvas, and the first time was like, "What?" And I'm like, this is what we have, and so we just both held them up. And I did like a thumbs up while holding a paintbrush, even though I suck ass at painting. I prefer drawing, so that's good.
I still like to point out that the guy who won movie, like, for some reason, movie star lookalike was
They
one
wanted
of
to
the
make
categories.
everyone feel good.
And for some reason, we voted the one black kid in our high school.
Oh yeah.
He was voted as movie star lookalike, and we like we're doing the whole pictures thing, and I go, hey man, so what movie star do you look like? And he goes, every black actor. Just simultaneously.
That
To
was
be
right.
fair-
One of the
To be fair, he was not the only black kid.
we had like two
One
others,
of
and that was it.
4 at most.
Just one of 4. Yeah, we did not grow up in a very diverse area. But yeah, well, when we
No.
were voting for it, it said like put the actor that he looks like, and we all put a different. I remember we all
Yeah.
voted together.
Yeah.
We were in the auditorium, and we were just on like the Chromebooks, and we all were voting for it. Or not, we were on the Chromebooks, but did we vote online? Yeah, we did.
No, we wrote on
we
paper.
filled out the
Yeah,
paper.
we filled it
Oh
in
no,
on
it was on
paper.
paper. Yeah, so we all were filling out the packet. That's what it was, and we all put a different black actor, and then we put
cross-referenced at lunch to make sure that nobody had the same one.
yeah, it was
Like
so good.
snowflake.
It was, and then the girl was just wearing a Batman mask.
Yeah,
Uh,
well that was a good meme because
Yeah.
she played Batman in a thing that we
Because
did.
she doesn't actually look like
She
any
doesn't-
actor.
she
She just
doesn't
plays
look like
Batman.
She's
anybody.
just obsessed to hell with Batman. So
So we just said that she looked like Batman. It's good. It's 10 out of 10. Very silly.
Quality. Would agree.
We
You
also
guys are
talked
gonna
about Nick Cage for some reason. I don't remember.
because he was in the Spider-Verse, because he was really good in it. I like
Yeah.
him a lot. Spider-Verse
He was.
is a good movie. I'm gonna say
That
it
would-
again because we didn't.
That's genuinely one of my favorite movies I've seen. It
Yeah.
was like
It
the
was just-
animation style was super cool. It had a great story. Nick the Cage was in it.
John Mulaney was in it. I didn't realize how many actors I liked were in it. I just
Yeah.
kind of saw it and then I recognized, oh yeah, voice.
Yeah, I just was in the theater and all of a sudden my stepmom goes, "Oh God, it's Nick Cage." When he came on,
Look,
she's like, "It's Nick Cage."
Does
got
he play
Tubby
an
Boys.
iteration of Spider-Man? Or what?
Yes, he plays Spider-Man Noir, where
Ah.
his backstory is similar, but he also fights crime in a more like just kind of like 30s whatever like style thing where he punches Nazis and whatever.
And
where
he
it's
also
that entire typical like like Captain America kind of storytelling where
Yeah,
it's
like-
whoever the
like
U.S.
Indiana
is fighting
Jones.
against. Yeah, exactly. But
he's
noir.
like a Dick Tracy type
Yeah,
detective.
that's I don't know detective stuff. Yeah, that's
Um,
probably the best comparison.
But he also wherever he goes, the wind follows because he's like hanging from like a rope in a like inside a building, and they're like, and his cape's he's got like a trench coat blowing in the wind. They go, "Where's that wind coming?" And he just goes, "The wind goes where I follow."
My
The
favorite
wind follows.
My favorite part about that movie has to be the fact that they each have their own animation styles and own like little universe things that they follow. How Spider-Ham like moves all frantically. Penny Parker has like much exaggerated like expressions and whatnot, and like all that stuff. I just it was very clever and it was just like it was well done.
And it looked like a comic book too.
It looked like a comic book. I was worried half the time that I was in the wrong theater because I thought it was a 3D movie, but then I realized it was just all kind of popping out and meshing together well like a comic book. It was
I
cool.
wish they did it in 3D.
Yeah,
I
no,
was-
honestly,
The
yeah.
thing, the thing I was a little bit worried about seeing the trailers was like the frame rate just seemed like it was like low, so it'd probably take me like 10 minutes to get used to it, you know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. The frame rate was kind of weird at first, but then you
Get
kind
used
of
to
realize that's like I think it's how it's supposed to look, just because it's meant to be like a comic book
Oh no,
drawn
it's
art
totally
style.
stylized that way. It's just I think
Yeah.
with me watching it, I feel like I would need a little bit of getting used to.
It's
Yeah.
very different than a lot of other.
But it's okay
animated
because the
movies
human
right
eye can't see more than negative 17 frames per
now.
second.
It's true.
Yeah,
Come on, why do you need 60 frames per second if 60 frames per second isn't even real?
Yeah.
Come on. Why would you need to run Garfield Cartoon longer? Come on.
Guys, I'm done making Garfield cart content. The beans made me.
I'm done making Garfield Cart bean burping fetish content.
Yeah.
I want to watch Spider-Verse, but I don't want to go to a theater alone. And reasons.
Max, genuinely, if it's still playing, I'll watch it again. Like,
I know you
It
said
won't
we already
be,
said
but-
this on a podcast. It's titled "Making
okay,
Plans That Won't Happen."
It's been
Because they
been-
didn't happen.
It's been 30 years.
We also said we'd watch Borat at some point over the break. We never did that.
No, we
Because
didn't say
we
that.
just-
We
we
said
tried to
we'd
plan
need. You,
stuff.
you said we need to watch Borat, and I said no, we don't. And then
We'll
we
do it.
didn't.
Okay, so we'll
I
go to the
want to watch
drumline show.
Borat. Shut up.
When Andy and I are home, we'll go to the drumline show, and then like that day or whatever night, we'll hang out and stuff.
I'll come to the
I will be
drumline
in
show.
Arizona.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I'm watching
So I
Borat
won't
with
be
you
there,
guys. I don't
but
care
feel
what
free.
Max is doing.
Feel free to get together. I'm not saying don't, but I will not be there.
Yeah, come on, Max. Are you a
Gamer?
an overprotective boyfriend? You won't let us go see other people?
You're gonna see Borat?
You're gonna let me see other men? What the heck?
You're gonna let me see other
Guys-
Borat?
Guys, can you please fuck my wife?
So I want
I-
to bring up
I
a
don't
joke
know,
that
my wife.
that Andy said because it was just so funny. It's not gonna be funny now as much as it was before, but just randomly yesterday you said, "Can we fill my pool with international waters so we can do whatever we want in it?" And that's just so good.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
So that needs to be put on the
what would
record.
we do in it though? Is the big question.
Gamble.
Yeah.
Get arson.
Commit crimes
Commit
against humanity.
arson. in
Tax
a pool.
I don't know.
Yoshi, please no.
Have you guys seen the video that's going around of the guy up at a whiteboard and he says, "All right, this is me and this is the gas station that's a mile down the street. The average man can walk 5 miles per hour.
Oh.
So why is it taking my dad 15 years to get
Yeah.
back?"
haven't, but that's very good.
I've
so
seen
good.
that.
He's
It's
like up
good.
on a whiteboard, like presenting to his high school class, and he's like, "Dude, it's really good."
Is it on the same level of the kid screaming his rap song at the front of the classroom? Please don't do cocaine!
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And then there's just the one dude in the class like headbanging extremely hard to it.
It's more on the level of if two dudes kiss, it's not gay.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. The negative sex points.
Is it on the same level as Kangaroo Jack funniest scene reaction though?
That's a good video,
It's
but
a
solely
good
because it's
video.
randomly just
I love
hey, this is
super
the
video.
like it's not explicitly stated anywhere that is the single funniest scene in Kangaroo Jack.
It is in that video, dumbass. Did you
guys
not
have a
read the
Denny's?
title?
Yeah, you guys, and then he just loses. And then...
I love Ryan so much. My Two Lovely Uncles is the song of a generation. Okay. I'm telling you. Oh, my mic is falling. It's
You
the
okay?
mic is good. I tripped over and fell down the 30 flights of stairs.
I was gonna say, Lucas, are you
Again.
walking and talking?
I'm talking and walking and
Walking,
quacking.
talking robots.
What was
Oh,
the...
speaking.
You go.
Oh, I was. Mine wasn't even a segue. I was just gonna. Speaking of recent news, I'm going viral on Twitter currently.
Are you?
I got my reply to Gus Johnson's tweet has like 50 something likes.
Oh, good.
So yeah, don't let. I'm not gonna let it get to my head. Don't worry, guys.
But not gonna lie, guys, the way podcast is about to blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, anyway,
Well,
Max,
would
go
you
on.
go
with
explain
your-
the
One
fucking
person
tweet.
Subscribe to our.
Yeah, explain the tweet.
Kid?
Dink
Oh,
poop
so Gus
head.
Johnson tweeted your best "Don't Pee January" story, like, and the person with the best one gets a $25 Amazon gift card or something. So then I said,
For those of you who don't
would-
know, it's January, and you're not allowed to pee and don't pee January.
Yeah.
And that's
and
the
a
rules.
little bit of
The
backstory
name.
is
You can't pee.
I tweet about peeing a lot because I drink a lot of water and therefore pee a lot generally. But since it's January, I don't pee.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Not like my
Also
body
could-
doesn't.
You also just pee a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you have
But-
you have like a bladder the size of a mouse.
No, because I just drink a lot of water, but it's always full.
Or
But
as
anyway,
Andy put it so eloquently, a bitch bladder.
Yeah, bitch
Yeah.
bladder. But I said, I was once known for tweeting daily updates of peeing, but ever since January started, I've had to fake tweets about peeing so that way my friends don't disown me. I've been living a lie for the last 17 days, but now the world knows my secrets. 58 likes is what we're sitting at currently.
58,
I've gotten 4
that's pretty
followers.
damn good.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
good.
awesome.
I'm proud of
I
you.
woke up and like Gus Johnson had liked it, so I was like, man, I feel like masturbating.
Plus, I sent it to Oi because I said I know Noah's gonna be able to come up with something funny to this.
Yeah. I felt, and like I just knew where to do with it. I was like, I have to just talk about the fact that I tweet about peeing.
But also in Oi, related to peeing, Andy said you said like, oh, you must have a bitch bladder or something. Oh, you were talking
Because
about
you have
how
to get up to pee at night.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I don't. But I was talking about how I don't get ready for bed. Like I don't like snuggle up and brush my teeth, and then I snuggle up in bed, and I have a whole routine of yoga and shit, and then I go to bed. Like I just
That's
kind of
true.
crawl into bed, and then I'm on my phone for another 5 hours, and then I eventually fall asleep.
Yeah, me too, man.
But Andy said that he has to go pee before he goes to bed, so then he doesn't pee his pants. And I said, or you just don't pee your pants. And
yeah,
then-
it's
Just don't.
January.
He said
Oh,
I had a bitch bladder, and that's the whole story.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Not really interesting. Just
Not interesting at all. I just wanted to explain why Andy
Max's
said I had a
bladder is
bitch
in fact
bladder.
a bitch.
But my bladder isn't a bitch. My stomach's a bitch. That's the moral of the story. My
Yeah.
stomach hates me.
You puked a lot in high school.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of puking, so
We've segued. Speaking of peeing, speaking of puking.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
this is the
interesting.
fetish. This is the fetish episode.
Speaking
Oh,
of
okay.
feet. Sorry,
But anyway.
continue.
So I'm taking chemistry of materials right now, which I just learned. It's basically just a slightly generic chemistry course.
Yeah.
Anyway, my professor is talking about like, oh, you can use like acids and bases to clean things up. Like you can use a base or no, you can use acids to like get rid of like stuff that's like stains on your tile.
So
He goes, but if you don't want to,
does Based God like run a company
Lil B?
that does that?
Yeah, he should. Lil B,
Okay.
base god.
Cleans
Thank
up
you, Lil B.
acid.
Thank you, base god.
Anyway.
But anyway, he and so he goes, but like if you don't want to go out to the store and buy the actual chemicals, you can just induce vomiting and puke all over your floor, and the acids from your stomach will just kind of clean it up. He goes, but you probably shouldn't do that. And I'm like, thank you, Professor. We can now learn. You now taught us to pull trig whenever we make a mess on the floor.
Good.
Yeah.
If you ever need to clean up something, just puke on it. That's moral of the
Just
story.
pull trig.
Literally,
Start
imagine
shitting.
like taking that advice a little bit too literally. Like someone like spills milk on the floor, and you're like, "Nah, I got this."
You just instantly shove a pen down your throat. Yeah.
How are we
Out of
supposed to transition
self-defense.
after that? Oh, I know how we're going to transition out of that. Talk about Sharon, your other professor. That's good.
Oh yeah, my
Sharon,
professor.
release me from this Vocaloid
Sharon,
realm, you
obviously, it
whore. Let me
won't give
see my
last
kid.
names, but she's one of my professors for my major, and she wrote the shit out of my friend and I on our first day of classes
Yeah.
because so like we haven't had her since fall of our freshman year, so we've grown up since then. It's been like 2 years since I've seen her, and so I'm the first one alphabetically out of anyone we know, and she goes Noah, and she's like looking around the classroom, and I like make eye contact with her and raise my hand up, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I remember you." She goes, she makes like a motion to like that I have a beard. She's like, "This is new, isn't it?" And I go, "Yeah," and she goes, "Yeah, you need to shave it." And then she proceeded to refer to me as the beard for the rest of class. But now she refers to me as Pickle Boy, which we'll talk about in a minute. But anyway, she then when she got to my friend, she was who was on the baseball team when he started out at school here, but then he quit and now he's on the crew team. He does rowing. And so she's like, "Oh hey, I remember you. You still playing baseball?" And he goes, "No." And she goes, "Witter," and then just moves on. Just instantly just roasts the shit out of him. But yeah, anyway, she calls me Pickle Boy because we're talking about different type of packages, as we do. And
You
we're talking about
major. I forget. Hold on.
fuck you.
Thank you, Lucas.
But anyway, she was like, "Oh, can anyone think of an example of this a stand-up pouch, like a plastic pouch that
like
stands
Capri
up on its
Sun?
own?" Yeah, like Capri Sun.
Yeah.
But the one I could think of was the fact that like I have sitting in my cabinet this pickling kit from a local company from where we live. And it's like a stand-up pouch that has like spices and stuff, and you put like vinegar and water and cucumbers in it, and it makes pickles. And so I brought that up and told her about it. She's like, "You have to bring that in." So I brought it into class today, and now she just calls me Pickle Boy, and she really liked the concept of the pouch.
Nice.
Yeah, that's that.
Interesting.
So transition. Speaking of puking and piss and shit.
What's the fourth? The four nations lived in until the feet boys arrived.
No, but speaking of like teachers, throwback to when we had to take the kneecaps, because we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
The kneecaps, which are the New England Common Assessment
Program.
Yeah.
Which they're like trying to phase out at the higher levels, like high school and stuff.
So our principal told us, yeah, you got to take the science kneecap your junior year, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't count for anything, which is a horrible idea because then no one gave a shit and we all just did stupid crap. So for example, one of like the essays I had to write was the lyrics to Never Gonna Give You Up, and the other one was the lyrics to a System of a Down song that was just like really weird. And then Rachel, who sat right in front of me, made a middle finger with her left hand and then sketched it with her right hand in one of the test packets.
I drew dinosaurs. I drew a lot of dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then
There were a lot of
else,
questions about dinosaurs.
Were there? I don't remember that. I
I
mean, I
remember
with, like,
having
a
at least one
volcano.
question about it was volcanoes, which I related to dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, because the volcano one, it showed a picture of like a volcano basically, and where it erupted and showed where the smoke traveled. And you're supposed to graph the distance the smoke traveled.
I drew a dinosaur.
And it said graph this, and I'm pretty sure it was Max who just traced the picture of the smoke.
I did. Yeah. Pretty sure I did.
But another guy took a pen, which, if you know anything about common
that's
assessments, they you're supposed to use a pencil, and he took a pen
number 2.
and just blew. Yeah, he just blew all the ink out of it onto the pages and just glued. No, it was a pen.
It was an ink pen.
Yeah.
Because it like glued the pages together.
Yeah.
Soggy.
It like coagulated.
Yeah, he pulled the top off and blew through the back so he could blow it all up.
Before it dried, it was soggy, and he turned around to me and Andy and was like, guys, and it was just a puddle of ink.
It was the grossest thing I've ever seen.
And then he handed it in the pile of everyone else's, and I'm sure it got on other people's. But by that time, it was kind of dry, and he couldn't separate some of the pages because it was just it was horrible. But
and then our lovely
bad idea for telling us that test didn't matter.
Yeah, well, Sam, a lovely Oi member, wrote no in all of the free response boxes except for the last one where he wrote I can't read.
That's right.
Just I can't read.
It's funny because even though we talked about this yesterday, it's still funny every time I hear this.
It's still funny to think about Sam writing no for every answer.
Gotta love Sam.
Kid's a legend.
Oh my god.
I don't think I did anything with it, which I'm surprised. I think
I
if
remember
knew
when
about
the
it,
results came in the mail and my mom goes, Noah, why did you get barely proficient on the science Kneecaps? I go, because the principal told us that they don't matter. And she was like, you still should have tried. And I go, yeah, but I didn't.
I think that's why I didn't, because my parents would have gone, oh, you really should have tried, even though it fucking doesn't matter, because they said it doesn't matter.
The previous year, some kid drew like 9/11 images and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Someone wrote these nuts in a graph.
Yeah, in the bubbles. In
Yeah,
the bubbles, they filled out these nuts.
He turned it sideways.
Ridiculous. That's the same person that drew the 9/11 stuff, just on a different page.
The duality of man.
Yeah.
Well, our problem was like that science classroom we were in, like, just had like everyone we knew, like just a lot of people that we knew, so we were all just like memeing the shit out of it.
I think that's what it was. I didn't know anyone, and I remember I had one of my friends from elementary school in there, and then during the break he was playing Dark Souls 2 on his laptop, which is great. And otherwise, there's like maybe 2 or 3 other people I like either knew or kind of knew. Otherwise, I would have gone apeshit.
I was in the smart kid room, so like most kids like were trying, except me. I had no effort in that.
Do you remember during those tests, Max, how we had a couple of the people who did the Confederate flag thing?
Yeah.
And during the tests, they
when it came on.
Yeah, they announced like
the PSAT.
Yeah, all Confederate flags are banned from this premises, and I was like, oh my god, this room's about to get shot up.
Have we ever talked about that on this podcast?
I'm sure we did.
We definitely had to. How they recap, though, a bunch of rednecks in our northern New Hampshire, predominantly white town.
98% white town.
Yeah, they all like convoyed up to the high school flying the Confederate flag because 2 or 3 of the African American kids got offended by them flying the Confederate flag, and they convoyed it. It's like heritage, not yada yada yada. They get it banned from the high school.
Yeah.
Then it was entirely their own fault.
First of all, there was just a few of them just doing it, and then like teachers were like saw it in the parking lot and like took them off.
It was one person that took a picture. Remember, she took a picture and posted it on Twitter.
It was on her Snapchat story.
Yeah, there was one on Twitter.
And then she downloaded it and posted it.
Yeah, she posted it on
and,
Twitter too.
Like, so
and one person saw that and got upset by it.
yeah.
They-
So
they
like,
straight
That
up-
started,
and
that
then
started the whole thing.
teachers walked out there and were just like taking them off the flagpoles and just like putting them in the bed of the truck. Like, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
flying right now, that type of thing. And they were like,
Yeah.
nah, you can't do that. It's like our right or whatever. And I just love the people that are like, it's heritage, not hate. It's like, dude, you're literally from New Hampshire and 3 generations of your family are from New England. You cannot say you're from the South. We are literally from the North.
It might be heritage, not hate, but the thing is, it's
It ain't
definitely
your
like
heritage.
yeah, it's a situational like area kind of thing. It'd be like flying the rising
Jolly
sun
Roger.
around like the shut up around the around Pearl Harbor or something like that.
Was
like,
well, I was gonna say that'd be like say you had a German foreign exchange student, and they just bought a car and put a Nazi flag on it, and they're just like, yeah, it's heritage, not hate. Come on, bro. You know?
Except
I mean-
I
I
think
mean
Germans
more in
hate the
the-
Nazis even
I
more than most
mean
people
more
hate
in the
Nazis.
sense
But-
of like an area.
Well, but like most of the North hated the Confederates anyway, so like it's the same kind of thing. Just
Well,
like,
I think everybody now hates the Nazis. I don't think that's an area.
Not
I
everyone.
did
but
not
it's-
see them coming.
I did
oh,
not
I was-
see-
frankly, I didn't
There's
know.
a Donald Glover bit that he did in stand up where he said like, people always say Jews are always neurotic. It's like, yeah, because you killed all the calm ones. Like, all the calm ones were like, nah, man, everybody loves the Jews. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna get in this train, and then they got shoveled off to camps. But like now, all the ones that survived were like, I think something's up here, and they got out. Which I just think that's so funny.
I agree.
Jews are always neurotic. That's because you killed all the calm ones. I love Donald Glover.
Speaking of Donald Glover, we haven't mentioned Derek comedy on this podcast, which is still the funniest thing known to man.
Thought about that. My
Donald
dad-
Glover's
my dad-
NYU sketch comedy group, funniest thing ever.
We're glad he's acting. I wasn't sure for the longest time if Donald Glover was still acting, but I'm glad he at least did the Star Wars.
I just remember
he
I
has a
was
show. Atlanta.
Does he still have it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
on FX.
forgot
Still
about
doing,
Atlanta. How did I
like,
forget
very
about
well.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy,
My-
get your shit. Yeah.
My parents, for the longest time, whenever I mentioned that movie, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited to see this movie because Donald Glover's in it. They're like, don't you mean Danny Glover? And I go, no, I'm not talking about the guy from Lethal Weapon.
No, it's his son.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
Pretty sure
It's
didn't
not-
we look this up last time we talked about this.
I remember looking it up and I was like, it's no relation. Because it happened again recently when I watched. It got released on Netflix. And Donald Glover's in it, obviously. And my stepmom goes, "Oh, there's Danny Glover," and I go, "Donald."
Solo
Donald.
does not have enough Lando in it.
Yeah, but there's he plays it very well too. He just has that suave charisma.
The only
I think
reason
he
forgot
tried a
he-
little bit too hard to be what's his face, the original guy who played him.
Yeah,
He's like really putting on a front. Whereas like if he was just a generic cocky guy, then might have been better. Overall, I really enjoyed Solo, even though that
I thought it was good. My issue was my biggest issue was
that Woody Harrelson was in it.
no, it was fun. It was just how Han met Chewie. That was so underwhelming to me.
A lot of it
I think
seemed
that's
like
a cool story though.
stuff.
no.
I never watched it, but I heard from what I heard.
Basically, he's like gets thrown in a pit with the Beast, and then the Beast ends up being Chewie, and he like can already speak.
And he happens
Wookiee.
to know Wookiee.
So he's like just gargling like a Wookiee, and then they start having a conversation. And he's like, "Please don't kill me. I know how to. I can break us out of here or something." And then that's how they escape, and that's how they become friends. But like, I just think it's shitty because you have now in the back of my mind, I know Chewbacca was just like stuck in a hole, and they would feed people to him and not feed him for weeks, and then like all he was
Yeah.
eating is human. And the weirdest part about it is later in the movie, he literally rips somebody's arms off, and then
Yeah.
Han is like, dude, come on, like, don't. Why'd you do that? You ruined the uniform that I was gonna wear, which is a funny moment. But at the same time, because of that moment, I don't know how Han survived as much as he did. Why was Chewie playing with his food if he hadn't eaten for 2 weeks? You know?
Yeah.
I don't.
But
I didn't
know,
like
it
them
was
meeting in that way. I thought
Yeah,
maybe
that's
he
what-
was
yeah, I
he
didn't
was
like
gonna
that.
save him from something because he like owed him a life debt.
yeah.
But
Yeah, like I was hoping it was gonna be like he was like imprisoned as like a slave or something.
Yeah, like a
or,
Which he
slavery
kind of was,
thing.
but like
he kind of was, but like that'd be like Anakin. That'd be like Luke when he goes down into the pit in
the monster
the
becomes a
monster.
friend.
He walks up to the monster and he's like, "Friend," and the monster's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." And they go out.
Then he gets on the Millennium Falcon, and then
Yeah.
they make Pop Funko Monk.
just to rectify, I don't dislike Woody Harrelson. I love him as an actor. I just every time I see Woody Harrelson in anything, though, all I can think of is
Is Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Because he's like I'm just
Well,
like
it's kind of true.
It's
He plays
just
like a
I'm like it's Woody, and so
Yeah.
that was my only issue. Is like I like the movie. I was just thinking, oh man, now he's gonna say something stupid. I'm gonna laugh really hard, and then he didn't.
Yeah, whenever he plays a competent character, it feels weird.
Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson.
It's like Daniel Radcliffe can't play a non-Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Dude, have you seen the thing where freaking it's a mini show and it's like it's coming out next month where what is it? Daniel Radcliffe is an angel and Steve Buscemi is God.
Yeah, that's
That
right.
sounds good.
And they like Daniel Radcliffe shows up, he's like, yo man, we gotta do something. Yeah, man, I probably should.
Who's-
Second shot.
I can't find his name, but in Guardians of the Galaxy, the what's his damn
Raccoon.
name? Michael Rooker, who plays Yondu. For some reason, I get him and that guy we were just talking about, but his name is escaping
Woody
me.
Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson. For some reason, whenever Michael Rooker's in a role where he's like heavily wearing prosthetics, I'm always like, is that? No, it's not. And I always think it's Woody Harrelson. I don't know why my brain does it. But it's funny because in Solo, Woody Harrelson literally plays the same exact character as Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. He's just like an outlaw, like he steals shit. And I thought it was funny because I always because my stupid ass brain is just like, is that the same person? And they're not at all the same person.
What's an ass brain?
You know what?
What?
Chicken butt.
That was the second show I saw recently.
cutting
there
you
was
fully
one
out of
about
the
God.
podcast.
There was
I am banning you from this podcast.
I'm telling you the story.
No, every
Oh,
single time
I
you
am.
talk, it's just going to be silence. Anyway,
But see, we
Lucas.
all talk over each other so much, we have to cut the whole thing out.
There was that one show, like God Friended Me or whatever, and it was entirely just I forget what it was about. It was basically some guy God friended someone on Facebook or something was the premise of it, and then he would give miracles, and it was entirely just like propaganda kind of like it wasn't even trying to be subtle about it. It was
What
just
kind of propaganda, Lucas?
do you know what I mean? Not
Nazi
propaganda. but, like,
propaganda.
that's it. Let me. It was like a. I don't know. It just was like a bunch of Christian
I've
shit.
seen
that
a
wasn't
lot
even
of
trying to,
commercials for that, and it looks like a weird premise.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's like I'm pretty sure he gets a friend request from God, and he's like, all right, yeah, sure, yeah, and then he gets a message from them, who like tells them to go like save somebody or something.
Yeah, and then the works or whatever.
Yeah, and they're
And
like,
there's
oh no, we
nothing-
gotta find out who's behind this account or something.
It doesn't look like there's any like premise behind it. It's just or like anything could go wrong. It's just God is good. Also, God is good. Don't forget, God is good.
But in the
It's
recent
honestly
commercials
bullshit.
I've seen for it, they're trying to
Thank you.
like track down who's behind the account. Like it's not God, but it's like there's
It's Joel
like
Osteen.
somebody doing something. I don't know.
Joel
Just looks
Osteen.
No, it's
super
the
weird.
Joel Osteen lookalike. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the evangelical guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Neon Genesis Evangelion guy.
Even
Um,
Genesis and even Genesis and
Yes. Mhm.
the Old Testament Isel.
Neon Genesis and Old Testament. Adding that one to Netflix.
Oh yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Molly from Tinder right now. Because last night during the podcast, she matched with me, and then I read off her bio, which is a 5'11" girl who likes baked potatoes and cheesecake, and then we joked about how that's pretty much Andy.
Except
He is
2
a
feet
beef.
taller than me.
He just is a baked potato filled with cheesecake.
That is
I
5
enjoy-
feet 11 inches tall.
And then I made the joke of get rid of one of the ones because he's 5'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I messaged her today. I said, because I messaged her saying, "Congratulations, you were referenced on the Oi podcast." And she was all excited. She wanted to hear the podcast. I told her today that I regret to inform her that she would no longer be on the Oi podcast.
Because the recording.
So I'm giving-
It's gonna be in the Oi podcast.
So now she's in the Oi podcast.
We made it up. We made it up.
And then
too.
she's gonna listen to it and realize it's not worth being on the Oi podcast, and she wants us to remove her from it.
Oh yeah, by the
Too
way, the
late,
girl that
bitch.
bitched me out earlier on Tinder, she said, "You just made the worst mistake of your life. Mark my words." Because I told her that I would pass on trying again.
Donnie, you're about to get doxxed.
Dude, I'm about to get
Well,
doxxed from some random
Explain
girl.
that. Don't just we know what you're talking about, but no one else does if they're listening to
Yeah.
this.
So whenever, so girls complain about guys just starting off with "Hey" or "What's up" on Tinder. So whenever a girl messages me that, I just say "Try again."
Oh,
I'm just like, "Try again."
if they're not that kind of person, and now you're just being an ass. Try again,
No,
sweaty.
no. You got to put
You
some
said-
effort into the first message. You can't just hey it.
Yeah,
Because if you
gotta
just
get
hey
me
it-
hook, line, and sinker.
If you just hey it, this is how the conversation goes. Hey, what's up? Nothing much. What about you? Oh, nothing.
You like cheesecake?
And then that's
I
it.
saw a good one earlier where some guy said, "Did you know when someone sends you a hey, the amount of Y's they put is indicative to how interested they are in you? That being said, hey,"
And then she
responded,
responds with
"He."
"he." Yeah, that's an old one. It's just "he."
With eight.
But anyway, so I said, "Try again." She said, "Bitch, how about you try again?" And I said, "I'll pass." And she goes, "You just made the worst mistake of your life. Mark my words." Haven't responded yet. We'll see how it goes.
You regret the day you were born. While you were.
I
On
should send her
Tinder
back a
saying-
gif of Neville Papperman.
Day.
Yeah, I should send her back
Yeah.
a gif of Neville Papperman.
Oh,
While you were on Tinder.
Top and
saying,
nod,
I
dude.
forgot what's
I was studying the blade.
It's either I know it's like you'll regret or it's a
It's like a
Rue is a baby
a roux
kangaroo.
is like it's a milk and flour mixture, usually like as a base for like cream and cheese sauce.
okay yeah.
No, it's a baby.
I know because I make roux.
Because they haven't quite grown their kanga yet. So they're just a
Max?
roux.
Wait,
Why?
is that what we get circumcised off of us at the beginning of our lives?
Yeah, it's the kanga.
We're Jack, funny
Oh.
scene reaction.
You guys got a Denny's?
Thank you, Ryan McGee. I love you again. I already said it, but we should go out to a park and look at a piece of stuff near a tree and figure out whether it's a rice or vomit.
And then use the vomit to clean up.
That's
our-
not in the video. Shut up. That's not in the video. It's not in the video.
It's not in the lore.
not in the lore.
Ah, man, I missed a great opportunity because not Andy. Donnie didn't say the same thing he did yesterday when we were talking about senior superlatives.
What did I
There's a
say?
funny thing.
Yeah, I forgot what you said.
Well, he
I
said
don't remember
he
what
said-
I said.
he said, well, not to be douchey, guys, but like I was up for like a few of them, so I wasn't sure which one I was gonna get.
Yeah, God damn it! I was trying to avoid you.
So immediately I was just like, yeah, guys, I swear, if you put me in the ring with
Aw.
anybody, I'll beat him. All right.
First, try again, and now. Oh, God, guys, I just have too many diamonds.
If you put me in the ring with Joe Rogan, I'll take him. You know, we'll do DMT.
Put me in the ring. I can
We'll
take
get in the ring.
Mayweather.
We'll get in the
Said
octagon. It's a cage match. It's going down.
Seen by Max.
Beetlejuice could beat Mayweather on God.
Beetlejuice Green has his own line of vape juice called Beetle's Juice.
Does he really?
good.
Like, there's no joke. It's just Beatles juice.
So you guys have seen the Beetlejuicing subreddit, haven't you?
No.
What? No.
So it's where someone comments, and their comment pertains to their username, kind of. So, for example, like there was one the other day where it was like a GIF of like some kids that did something like amazing or whatever, and the guy in the comments is like, "Man, I love little kids," and then someone comments, "Yes, yes, FBI." This comment right here, and someone named FBI said, "All right, I'm here." And it's like that's a Beetlejuicing post, and they'll post it.
Huh.
Oh, okay. I understand Beetlejuicing. Okay.
Yeah.
I get what
Okay,
that means
I thought
now.
you meant just like people
Yeah.
would comment their own, like post their own things in it that like pertain to them.
Wondering how it related to
But
Beetlejuice Green
it's
at
a
all.
gorgeous subreddit. Like there's this thing people have started doing now,
Is
where
it like how anytime Seth Everman is mentioned on Twitter, he just randomly comes out of nowhere and makes it without people tagging him? That's a really funny thing to see.
Seth Everman's
I've never
very
seen
funny.
that.
It's
very
like if
good.
you follow Seth Everman on Twitter, it's my liked feed. And so it'll just be Seth Everman like, I'm kind of scared about mentioning Seth Everman because I hear he randomly comes and likes tweets that he's not tagged in.
Speaking of Reddit, make sure to check out the Oi Podcast subreddit at
The Oi Grandpas subreddit.
Oi Grandpas.
We have one fan. What's their name again, Andy?
Hold on,
Like
I'll
Linnell?
They just posted a
it begins
random
with
video in our
L.
subreddit, but we'll take it. Thanks.
let's see. Their name is Linny Flower.
Lenny Flower. Yeah, shout out to Lenny Flower.
All right,
shout out to
Donnie,
Flower.
what's your album of the week? That
Uh,
better be good because we missed a week. Whoops.
Yeah, I know.
You can also just say what you said yesterday.
Yeah, just say what you
That's
said.
just what I'm gonna do. What did I say again?
Something with numbers.
Oh, 25 by the New Cool
64.
Collective. It's jazz. It's smooth jazz. I wouldn't say it's smooth jazz, but it's just kind of like modern jazz. It's really nice. It's like that. I don't know. It's just that modern jazz sound. It's really good. It's XXV. It's what the name it looks like, but Roman numerals, so 25. It's got some good stuff on it. Check it out. It's a little modern, a little different. I don't know too much about the band. They look cool though. They got some like seafoam green vinyl that you can get from them, which looks pretty cool. Limited time only, $22.87. It's pretty cool. Check it out. New Cool Collective.
Oh,
Yeah.
Haha, it's funny. 'cause
Hey, Andy made a
yesterday
25 or 6-4 joke.
Haha.
The pizza is going to be cold. Guaranteed 30 minutes
Damn
or
it,
it's
I
free.
hate it.
That's a guaranteed 30 years in therapy when I bite down in a cold slice of fresh pizza. Spend 31 minutes. That's disappointment. That's cold. I made the same joke from last time too. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it
I'm
didn't
proud
go
of you.
through. Thank you, Mom.
Alright.
Proud of you.
Remember, kids,
Betcha
the
some.
beans. I'm done eating beans, by the way.
That's
I didn't think
All
you'd
right.
be
The
eating beans
length
for
the
48
length of
minutes.
eating beans takes it takes a singular podcast.
Depends what podcast is what it is. What if it's
The
one
bean-
of those podcasts where Joe Rogan goes on for like 6 hours?
The bean consumption.
I
to
know.
Oh
podcast-
yeah,
I
it depends on if I'm on the Joe Rogan pod, like doing DMT with him. It's gonna take me a
depends who
while
the
to eat
guest
those
is.
beans.
Because some guests he'll purposely say like, all right, it's been an hour and a half, we should wrap it up. Other guests will be like, oh my god, it's been nearly like 10 hours. You've been doing
Oh
DMT
my
this whole
god,
time?
your wife and kids are worried about your location.
Yo, Jamie, pull up the security camera of their house. I want to see his wife and
Jared,
kids.
release
Oh my
Can you
god,
pull
you're
up
being
that
trapped and
Can you pull
tortured.
up that video of that deer getting hit by the car? Oh yeah. Oh man, look at that. That's brutal. It's crazy. Nature, man.
Ung smoke mushroom. Ung see thing. You have to try ung mushroom.
Hey Lucas,
Good night.
that's cold pizza.
That's you don't know. Shut up.
Don't trigger Andy like that.
Come on, you're gonna give me